What up, though? Y'all know what this is. Respect the worst if you don't respect the best. Top tier podcast. I am Ledge. Let's get right into the shits, man. Look, RBE, URL, Black Ice Cartel, King of the Dot, Gates of the Guardian. Who else out there? Guerrilla Warfare, Don't Flop, Queen of the Ring. It's time to get a little more creative. Let's be more interesting in 2019. And that is within not only different matchups, but just overall thinking outside of the box and adding new flavor and new elements to battle rap. Or just bringing back things that we've already used that could be useful going forward in battle rap. So some of the things, I know this is I know I'm in the minority on this, but I do think judge battles are probably needed now. And the reason why is because we need to put back, and shout out to Champion, Jay Black and those guys for Champion of the Year, because their whole thing is to bring some emphasis into these battles, to make these matchups matter, to make battlers have some type of incentive to want to come with their best material. And the more incentive we can give the battlers, the better, the more entertaining the battlers will be, the more we'll be entertained, the more we'll feel like we have our money's worth. And nothing brings more competition than actually having a winner and a loser on record. And I think that's probably needed now more than ever, especially with these limited and small rotations that all of these leagues are using now. If you look at it, people are dropping pay-per-views and events now more monthly than every 3 or 4 months like it was 5 and 6 years ago. But the problem is they're doing it with such a limited roster that things are getting stale and getting repetitive, and people are just plateauing in their career. So judge battles could help, not only just for that. Look, everybody loves to compare this shit to basketball, which is not. It's more like a mixture of a whole bunch of different sports. That's why I feel like it's a lazy ass comparison when I hear Sue Surf always comparing this shit to basketball. It's not. It's more of a mix of different things. Here's what battle rap is. Battle rap is a mixture of boxing, wrestling, and mixed martial arts. Let me break that down to you. It's like wrestling when you think of the characters. You got people who are larger than life characters like a New Jersey Twerk, the way he acts, the things he says, the animation, the catchphrases. That's very like the catchphrases he has. The catchphrases all of these battlers done had. And then they market themselves off of the catchphrases. When The Rock said lay the SmackDown, he had a SmackDown shirt. When Stone Cold used to say that's the bottom line with a skull, he had a Stone Cold shirt. Back in the day when URL first came, what did you see? The catchphrase zip them up, you had zip them up hoodies. Get them the fuck out of here, you had get the fuck out of here shirts, LOM, that's a big brand. Also promos. Although battle rap don't do it as much, they used to cut a lot of promos, used to have a lot of build up, a lot of blogs that get you hype, right? So in that sense, the theatrics, the way Beasley narrates the trailers, it gives you more of a wrestling pay-per-view feel. It's like boxing, because that's why it's not like basketball, because it's like boxing based on the one-on-one element. It's think of the terms we use when we talk about jabs, punches, hooks. That was a body shot. And like I said, it's one-on-one, and really it's the best man win, and it's built off of stamina. Who can go the distance, round in and round out. And then lastly, it's like mixed martial arts, because mixed martial arts from its basically its grounds, the whole emphasis was just to see different disciplines going against each other, and who had the best discipline. Was a jiu-jitsu guy better than a grappler? Or was a wrestler better than a kickboxer? Things like that, right? Same shit in battle rap. It's a punchliner. Can he outdo this schemer? Can his angler be the guy with mad aggression and haymakers and grown man bars, things like that. So within that, and I'm saying all that to circle back to just saying you need outcomes to push it forward, because if not, it's going to stay in a space of just complacency, and we can't have that. But also real life sports, since we want to compare it to sports, which is bringing my bigger point, they're legalizing betting now, right? And make no mistake about it, these leagues want to make money. In what way can it help make money? Being able to bet on battle rapping at some point. Now, this is like that. This process will take a long time. So this shit is not happening overnight. But you got to start sooner than later, or you're going to miss the train. So I think going forward, something like that, putting more emphasis on judge battles, so you could potentially make it a real sport, like an actual sport. It can be competitive, and it can drive battle rappers to excel higher than what they currently are. And so that's just one of the things I was thinking about. Also, getting the fans more involved in these matchups. They say all of the leagues and league owners say they hear the fans, but I don't think they really do. But in a way to prove it, the only one way you can really prove it is not just by saying, oh, we did this for the fans, because we heard a few fans here and there saying it. Put it to the test. So I just shout out to Verbal Warzone. I talked about them in a couple of episodes about I love the potential there, what they're doing with people actually rhyming on beat, with using headsets and rapping off instrumentals, and how that can bring in like real industry guys who prefer to rap on beat instead of like doing a stage show performance a cappella. How about, and I put this tweet out, I don't know if they're going to respond about time this comes out. We'll see. But they was basically talking about how the process goes. Like they give, each battler picks their own instrumental. In the third round, the crew at Verbal Warzone picks a third instrumental for the third round and things like that. And I think if it's just a one rounder, they pick it again. They pick the instrumental again. So I put them to the test. I say, hey, look, you guys want to grow. Obviously, you don't make this shit if you don't want to grow and make money. Well, you got to have a reason to make the fans feel invested. So I put out a challenge, or a suggestion, more like a suggestion. I wouldn't say a challenge. It was more like a challenge. A suggestion to say, hey, how about you guys come up with a poll for wherever your next battle is? You guys come together, pick 3 instrumentals, put it on a poll, and say, hey, we letting you fans decide which instrumental should these next 2 battlers use. So like the first battler, like put a name there. Let's just say, I don't know who, like if Chef Trez was going on there, these would be his 3 instrumental choices that Verbal Warzone put, and the fans vote on which one. And you give them the one that we chose. So, it'll be something. And then, the fans will feel more inclined, like, damn, we gave him that beat. We can't really say shit. Or, man, I think we helped him win by choosing that beat. Just little shit like that. That goes a long way. Like, wow, we really had a say in this matter. Or like, what if it's a classic battle by virtue of, the fans picking 2 instrumentals that fit the battler's rapping ability. Like you really feel like you did something, you know what I'm saying? Just little shit, just small shit like that. So I just think doing things to get people invested and doing things a little bit outside the box, new and old, because like judge battles isn't something new, but it's something that might be needed now more than ever, because I think we need to make these battlers care more about wins and losses. That used to be the thing, right? Like, I don't know, in the early 2000s, and you lost, nigga. You remember when Hitman used to call Cortez a loser? Like, I guess losing don't bother you. When Young Ill told Rich Dollars you lost 72 and a half battles, like that shit used to matter like back then. But I don't know, somewhere along the lines, maybe 20, I'll probably want to blame Averb, because I remember on his blogs when he used to be with like Dutch Vision or something like that, back in the Lou, he used to just talk about like, I don't give a fuck. I think that's when he became Paver, because he was just like, I don't give a fuck about the wins or losses. Like, that's all subjective. I'm getting these checks. Like, and I feel like people started more going along the lines of that, and kind of diluted the sport, watered down the sport. Nobody really cares about wins or losses right now because it's all subjective. But that's why, like I said, Champion of the Year is a big contributor in bringing that feel back, bringing that sauce back to the game. So that's my take on that. What's up, folks? Ledge here. Just want to talk to y'all real quick about some really dope travel gear from a company named Baboon. Look, we can all use some really nice travel gear on the road, kicking it with our friends, or we need it for business, right? So just check this out. Baboon makes technical duffel bags for all of life's adventures. Their bags use waterproof material, are tear-proof. It will last forever. Every bag comes with free shipping and a lifetime guarantee. Visit baboontothemoon.com and enter code MeSeason to receive 10% off your purchase. That's baboontothemoon.com, code MeSeason. baboontothemoon.com, code MeSeason. So yeah, and also, how about this? I'm pretty sure it's been done, and if it has, please like link me to the battles. Please follow me on the social media, right? I'm on Twitter. It's at PODTIER, Podtier, at Podtier on Twitter. Like I said, man, I'm always willing to debate and have fun with you guys and kick it. I'm not one of these stuck up like media guys who only just tweet the battlers and stuff like that. Like, I'm very down to earth. Like, I'm gonna tweet the fans. We can get into it, have like really good dialogue. And please, I'm also on YouTube with the shit now. So follow me on YouTube, Top Tier Podcast. And I wanted to just talk about another thing that could be dope that I want to see on more platforms. Black Ice Cartel, if you listening, like I said, RBE, Smack, ARP, Organic at King of the Dot, whoever, if you guys are listening, I want to see some 2-on-2 intergender battles. Like, I want to see, it can go both ways, like 2 girls versus 2 guys, or guy girl versus guy girl. I think that brings some flavor to the 2-on-2 division that's kind of like lacking. And it'll help bring more light to the women's. Like, I'm always trying to add the women in. I feel like they need to be a part of battle rap. I just feel like they bring something different. Like, I don't know if you guys seen Shuni versus QB. That shit was super disrespectful. And I feel like they're willing to take it to levels that the men don't and can't, because let's face it, the men get in their feelings much more than the women do. Like, we've seen it. We've seen dudes react to words already. But Shuni and QB just stood at each other and said some of the most vile and flagrant shit. And at the end of the day, I could have sworn I seen them on either 15 Minutes of Fame or Hip Hop Is Real cutting an interview together after the battle. Like, you see what I'm saying? But I would love to see some shit like that. That would be awesome. Also, just simply bringing battlers who aren't really extremely active, just to add some more, killers to rosters. Like, who's nice that I just don't see? Danger Zone. I know he's supposed to battle New Jerusalem, and I think he didn't show up. I don't know if that was the battle in like Ohio or Detroit somewhere. I don't know where that battle was supposed to be at. Someone let me know when that was supposed to take place and where. But Danger Zone's one of the best writers, top 10 writers in my opinion, just purely on writing, nothing else, just writing. Like, the way he constructs his bars and rounds are fire. That's my opinion. What do I know? I'm just a nigga with podcasts. Look, he's dope. I would love to see him on a platform. I actually think ARP, this is a challenge to you. Listen, ARP, you listening? Lawrence, you guys, the same way you guys revitalize, and I'm giving y'all credit for revitalizing the likes of a JC, like his career, for him to come on there and be like, make a staple over there. I'll give y'all credit for that. I think y'all can do that with Danger Zone. Lyrically, he's just as nice. It might not seem that way now, but I feel like he's just as nice. He was in Writer's Block too, right? So somebody reach out to Danger Zone, have him get on the card, and have him show out. I I want to see more Ilmac. I've tweeted that. He's retweeted my tweets. Like, I want to see more Ilmac. I think that might be just more so of him wanting to do other shit as opposed to not getting looks. I don't know. Maybe he can tell me about that. I would like to see more B Dot on these big events, like these big cards. Seem like the only one reaching out to him is RBE. I would love to see him on a Black Ice cartel. Like, Black Ice, what's good? Make that happen. I would love to see that. I'm just challenging the leagues to jump outside the box. I know it's difficult, and I know it's easy to say when it's not your money being put up on the line, but I just trust that you guys got resources and got creatives behind you guys to make some of these things happen. So if you guys like any of my ideas, or you want to find me to tell me how much all these ideas suck, like I said, hit me up on Twitter at podtier, and or comment below on YouTube, podtier podcast, top tier podcast. Yeah, just comment. Please like and subscribe, notifications, all that. I try to upload frequently. I don't have really like a timetable. It's not every Thursday or like that, but it will be every couple of days, more than likely, because I always have something stirring in my mind. Like, I think about battle rap a lot, so I have like all these ideas in my head, and I hurry up and record before I lose. I don't want to just write it down and hold it, because I feel like I'll be forcing it after that. So yeah, just holler at me, man. I can talk about this shit all day. And probably like the last thing I'll get into before I get out of here is more incentives. Like, these battlers. So here's my thing with the Smack Volume card, the new one, the Volume 4 card that's taking place February 9th. I see a lot of people are trying to play devil's advocate. When people are saying like, yo, this shit is random and these battles don't make sense. I see a lot of people like bringing up instances where, yeah, this battle was random, or this battle was random, but you know, it's been like random battles have been random for some time now. But I guess what I'm saying is, and I tweeted this out, but I don't think people really pay attention to it, so I'll just say it. What I'm saying is, when I mean a battle doesn't make sense, I mean it doesn't make sense, not that because stylistically it doesn't. Styles make fights. So I'm never going to be like, yo, he's this going against this type of battler. It doesn't make sense. No, I'm talking more along the lines of, what does it do for each battler if they win or lose this battle? So like, when you see John versus O-Red on a card, if O-Red loses to John, what does it do to him? You lost to John, one of the most consistent battlers of our time, right? If you beat John, you beat John, but does that send you to like getting a Mook or like a Loaded, or who does that get you? I feel like after beating John, he's gonna still get that same type of battle. Like, he battled a legend. He just battled Iron Solomon. So it's like, what does it do really? Like, if John loses to O-Red, he lost to a really good lyricist, former battler, champion of the year or whatever, right? If he wins, you're John and Don, like you just battle Hollow and arguably beat him. So that's what I mean. And that's why I'm saying, to my last point about the last thing needed is more incentives, like a champion of the year, but also just other things besides them just getting a check. They need more things on the line. And I know you battlers act like all you want is the paper, but like I said, we want to compare this shit to sports. Like, sure, all of them guys got money, but you see the emotion when Magic Johnson, who's retired with tons of money, talk about when he lost a championship, just a trophy, or the pain and agony on Isaiah Thomas or Larry Bird, Michael Jordan's face from playoff appearances where they lost and got their ass swept and things like that. Like, people still want intangible things that they can look back on and be like, yeah, I did that. So if you guys got hand out awards, belts, I I got an idea I would love to pitch to Bullpen or RBE, but I want to save it. If one of you guys hear this, if somebody from your team, DM me. I got like a great idea that'll make it doesn't. And when I say these things, not only I'm thinking more into the future. So pardon me if I have a little more foresight. I'm not just talking about things that'll help you now, but it'll help you in the long run. What you want to build is a generation, a foundation for people to look at like, yo, 10 years before I started, I was looking at this battle on RBE or Bullpen, and the winner got this. And at that point, I knew I wanted to become a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that effect. And that's like 10 years down the line from a teen to an adult. That's how MMA did it. That's how UFC did it. And I think there's a really good parallel between UFC and battle rap because it was a cult sport, a cult following, but it grew into something bigger without alienating their core fans. Wow. Yeah, that's a really good analogy. I want to say that again. That was a really good analogy. Like, they found a way to make it grow bigger, make it, make it more lucrative without alienating their core fans. And I feel like you guys who are controlling these leagues can do the same thing. But, I'm just looking forward to more creativity and more, thinking outside the box from really dope creatives, and all of you guys who I named, I do highly respect. So that's all my time for now. I'm a working man, got to get back to the shits. All right. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I believe I plugged the socials all long enough, many times as I could. So hit me up if you can. If anybody hear this or agree, please share this. Share this at some of your favorite battle league owners or battlers, your MCs, and I will highly appreciate it. All right. So I'm out of here. And as always, keep it battle rap. Love.